She saw his face bubble up from the darkness, set like a pimple on the back of some great beast. The features belonged to Arcav, her brother. But that was impossible. Arcav was in a young body, very much alive. He could not be here. Could not be here and there at the same time. Unless some part of him had been lost between lives, bitten from him when he had last hung in this place. Their gazes met, and he called out again, begging for her help. She fought to go to him, but the strands held her tight, making her feel like a prisoner. This, too, was truth. I am a prisoner, she thought, and knew this had long been the case. Then Arcav's face was blocked out by the rush of shadows, of hungry mouths and the screeching of something tearing, of the distance between her and the angry dark, shrinking in the blink of an eye. The strands of light grew tight about her, like a fist, and she was rising, as fast as the chasing shadows, then faster, leaving them and her brother behind. This time, she told herself, I will remember. Chapter 1. Parry came back to the world slowly. Everything was black, muted, unreal, and her mind felt fuzzy. There were things she needed to remember. Something about her brother? Yes, that was it. The details skipped around the edge of her consciousness, still close enough for her to grasp, but other things were fast taking her attention. There were straps around her arms, legs, body, and head, holding her tightly in place. There was something in her mouth that held it open, and a textured shape was pressing down on her tongue. Somehow she knew it was a mesh, and that it held a godpiece, the anchor that kept her soul from drifting free between lives. At first, she'd thought she was in darkness, but someone stood over her, blocking the light, close enough that the fabric of their clothes fell across her like a veil, tickling her nose as their hands worked at the strap behind her head. After a few moments it was removed, and the obstruction in her mouth slipped free. The other straps remained in place. When the figure stepped away from her, a room of stone was revealed, windowless and grey, with pillars, well spaced, that spiraled slowly from the outer wall into the centre where she lay. Cool air brushed her naked skin, and she saw there were 7 strangers moving around her, their robes whispering as they walked. The sound tickled a memory in her mind of something important. She had recently heard whispers that carried a hidden meaning. What was it? Each figure carried a crystal-tipped wand that glowed, providing the only light in the room. Odd bulges moved within their robes, as if stunted limbs grew from their middles. Masked faces watched her, each one divided down the middle, black on the right, white on the left. One of them, she could not be sure which, spoke. One woman is welcome here. Are you that woman? Parry worked her mouth as her brain snapped fully awake and put all of the pieces together. It isn't just a question. No, it's a test. This is a rebirthing ceremony. My rebirthing ceremony. And not my first. I've been here before. Many times. She could feel certainty rising within her, and with it, knowledge. I am deathless. The thought rang in her mind, powerful and true. She had died many times but had always come back. So long as her blood remained in the world, be it a son, daughter, grandchild, or someone who sprouted from that line, her soul would have a new home to go to. I am deathless. An image came to her of a castle, her castle, floating high above the forests and rivers of the wild, and within the castle, faces, of her hunters and servants, guards and story singers, cutter crafters and attendants. Not just one set, but legions of them, getting older, being replaced. She had ruled over them for generations. The sky